Hi folks, this is John with the Wingman115 channel, live from the command bunker here in San Diego. And we have an all-star panel tonight. We're going to be talking about SHOT Show, some channel updates, and whatever other trouble that we can get into. Tonight we have a lot of special guests. We have Andy Tran from the InnerBark Outdoors channel.
Hello.
We have Chris Tanner from PreparedMind101's in the house. We have Nick from Swiss Army Zippo is here.
Guys.
And I have Mike from Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. Folks, if you want to talk about your channel real quick, introduce yourself to the guests, and then we'll let the fun begin. Andy.
Andy Tran with InnerBark Outdoors. My channel is youtube.com/InnerBark Outdoors. I do a lot of survival-y type stuff, bushcraft, some gun stuff. My latest project was a 2-week trip in the Amazon with Bushcraft Global, and I am the designer of the Tahoma field knife made by Tops Knives.
Cool. Chris.
Chris, PreparedMind101. My channel's about Jessica, and sometimes I talk about knives and gear and survival things and more gear, make an ass of myself, and all sorts of fun stuff. Whatever I can get into.
Cool. Nick, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hey guys, Nick, Swiss Army Zippo here. My channel is probably the smallest channel out of the group here. I have about 6,700 subscribers, but you get an average view count of 5 to 7,500 views per video. I do a lot of knife videos, gear reviews. Upcoming for my channel this year, I'm probably going to do a lot more outdoor stuff. So that's something to look forward to, something I'm excited about anyway.
Well, welcome. Mike.
Well, Nick, I've got you beat. I've only got about 425 subscribers. I've got a very tiny channel. It's only been on for about a year, and just recently trying to build it up a little bit, trying to make it a little more, I don't know, a little more Andy Tranish, a little more professional. I do a lot of outdoor stuff, survival skills, outdoor living skills, and I am a inveterate knife whore. I absolutely love knives. I love to use them, love to try out different things, and review them. So, a little bit about me.
Cool. Tonight's topic, we're talking about SHOT Show. A lot of folks, I'm sure we've all been posting videos, and there's been a lot of comments on my videos, and I'm sure it's on your channels as well, about the SHOT Show experience. This is just an open forum. Anybody want to jump in and talk about what their first initial impression of SHOT Show was to them?
Overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming. This was actually my second time at SHOT Show, and I wasn't there as a YouTuber. I was there professionally for other reasons. But it was no less overwhelming my second time than it was the first time. The size, the scope of it it's ridiculous. If you think you're going to see everything in one trip, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah, for me, I was awestruck, one, with the size of some of the booths, like SIG and Glock, that these guys, even on the other side, you know, downstairs, some of the size of the booths too was just crazy. I got an email from SHOT, and they said that the show was over 650,000 square feet of space. It's just unbelievable. So I know there was a lot of times, unless we texted each other, there was no way we were going to meet up because we were all passing each other, you know, and not even see. We could have been one row over and not seen each other all day. It was just so crazy how huge this was. Chris, what was your impression being your second year?
Well, biggest thing that I figured out is next year, this is how you survive SHOT Show. You screw around and you make your business contacts and you go see what you want to see on day 1 and day 2. And then day 3 and day 4, you rush through and get your videos. Because starting with the third day, the attendance starts dropping off. And then day 4, it's like probably, I would say, less than 50% of the people are there on day 4. So day 1 and day 2, it's like really hard to get good audio with video. There's just way too many people. My day 4 videos are way better.
Nick, what was your thoughts on it?
Well, I agree with Chris. This was my actually my 3rd SHOT Show, and it is the first time that I went all 4 days of the show, and day 4 was definitely the best. With the attendance down, you could actually hear what was going on, and talk to the boothie. I had time to talk to you. The first couple of days is just absolutely crazy, extremely packed and crowded. Couldn't hear yourself talk, much less hear the vendors talk to you. So day 3 and 4 was the best for me.
Now, I know Andy was missing an action in this year, and I missed you, buddy, on the floor. But last year, you know, you were there doing a marathon match. You know, what's your thoughts on that and how to deal with it?
Well, yeah, last year was my 2nd year, and I approached it from a teamwork perspective. The first year I went alone and filmed everything solo and filmed all my B-roll and edited it all the same night. The 2nd year I did the same thing, only this time I had a second cameraman, so he was actually able to get real-time second angles of everything. And we both worked on the edits and the thumbnails, and I think we got something like 40 videos up last year, night of, so people were getting videos in real time. And that was pretty difficult. But getting audio and stuff like that for me wasn't that big of a deal because I had, you know, proper equipment to get mics up on people, and that makes, you know, a day or night difference. And I think a lot of you guys are starting to use lavalier mics and probably came to the same conclusion. But for me, I prefer to do spread everything out because you can get some like the really big booths early on while the representatives are still fresh, and then some of the smaller ones, you know, when things are dying down a little bit. But I think all the days it was pretty crazy. People walking in the shots, you know, trying to talk to the person while you're filming them. Yeah, there was no shortage of that.
Now, I had one question from a guy named Matthew Feldman. Give him a shout out here. And this is to anybody on the panel who wants to answer this. He goes, if there was one must-have item to buy that you saw at SHOT Show, what would it be?
That's an easy one for me. That was the top silent hero. I know I was talking to Chris not too long before SHOT Show about getting my hands on one. He said Topps would probably have some in stock. Well, Topps did have some in stock at a price that couldn't be beat. So that came home with me. That was a simple one.
That is a nice-looking knife. I saw that on their display table.
Well, they had a good sales rep for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it goes to a good cause, too. I mean, if you order it, direct through Topps, proceeds go to that Silent Hero Foundation?
Correct.
Yeah, see, now, would proceeds go to that, say, if you bought it from an outside vendor? I'm not sure.
My understanding of the system would be some of it will, but a lot more if you buy it directly from Topps Knives, which is good.
For me, the one knife that I love, crazy, zany profile blades, and for me it was the Kuma Lone Survivor knife from Sly Steel. I gotta have that knife. It's calling my name. I can hear it whisper in the back of my ear. It's calling.
That thing was pretty neat.
John, take me to the woods, John. It's like little woods fairies are calling me, saying I gotta get that knife. What about you, Nick? Anything that you saw that kind of wowed you that you must have?
A couple of knives caught my attention. One was the new Matt Graham knife by Condor. Thought that was pretty slick.
Yeah, that was a really nice blade.
Chris probably knows the name of it, but I don't know the name. I can't remember the name of it. It was the survival walking spear at the Topps booth that had the plastic sheath or the Kydex sheath on it that also acted as a gun mount.
Tops trail walking tool.
What was it?
I think it's the Tops trail walking tool.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
See, I wish we could own those in California. We can't. Just like Charade has the spears, we can't have those either.
You don't want one.
Now, there was a neat air gun that Benjamin's putting out, which has a Magpul AR platform that was really hot.
Is that the one Chris reviewed?
Yep.
Yeah, that was neat. I didn't get to see that in person.
That was the Benjamin Armada Magpul edition.
Oh, I love that gun.
And then I got the Bullpup 350 or the Bulldog 357. They're sending one for me to test in March. Well, that'll be interesting.
You're gonna have to get yourself an air tank with that gun.
Oh yeah, we got places nearby where we can get all that stuff. So no problem there.
Just make sure that that it holds over 4,000 psi, because anything less than that in an air tank, you'll only get one fill, two fills maybe on something like that.
Yeah,
but
not far from Survival Tactics, Steve's store, we got a big place that does paintball stuff, and right up the street from that we got like a dive store that fills tanks and all that stuff, so it'll be good.
There you go. You got the hookup right there. I know a lot of folks are using those Scott like air OBA tanks like the fire people use.
Well, that'll fill quite a bit.
I see Andy in the background. It looks like his audio went out.
Oh, sorry. But I got to go, actually, to my EMT class. But it was really nice talking to you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
That was Andy Tran from InnerBark Outdoors. Check him out. He's got an awesome channel.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, I kind of went there with the notion that there might have been some archery stuff there, and I was sadly mistaken and disappointed.
Couple crossbows, that's about it. I didn't see any kind of compounds or recurves or anything. It was really light on archery.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was like this disc thrower that you could try to shoot arrows in the air that looked really hot. But other than that, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess they don't like bows at SHOT Show. Or maybe the squeeze wasn't worth the juice to pay for a booth at SHOT.
Yeah, SHOT Show's not the place to go for archery equipment. I got to tell you, if you guys like, well, I mean, John, for you, it's going to be a really long haul. But if you really like traditional archery, come out to the Eastern Traditional Archery Rendezvous. It's held in upstate not upstate New York, upstate Pennsylvania, up in Denton Hill, and it's huge. Thousands of people, tons of vendors, every traditional archery gadget you can think of. It's kind of a mecca for us recurve and longbow shooters.
What time of year do they do that?
That is in, I think it's in July. It's beautiful up there. It's up in the mountains. But like I said, it's a hike. But if you want to come, I got a place for you to stay.
Cool. Most definitely. I got to pay for a wedding this year, but hopefully next year I'll be able to do some traveling like that. Yeah. I'm having Chris, everybody in the comments section is asking about Jessica X. I did a little interview with you. You talked about Jessica X. Can you kind of give them a little taste, of when it's coming out, maybe, and some product specs on that bad boy?
Well, I know Morgan Taylor, president of Taylor Brands, told me when I was there that he should have a working test model for me in about a month. So I'm thinking about, before the summer season hits, they should be launching, because they're well aware of the interest in that knife, and they want to get it out quick. I just told them, don't get it out so quick that the heat treat's all messed up or anything like that, because then I will hurt you. It's 1095 high carbon steel. I don't remember the exact thickness. It's about the same thickness as a Becker. I mean, originally they wanted to make it a 1/4 inch, but it was like, no, that's like a boat anchor, way too heavy. Where they got it right now is actually pretty nice and balanced. So I'm looking forward to it, but right now all I have to hold the over is my little rough cut, which isn't heat treated, so I can't really go smack anything with it. But I did meet with some people from the factory when I was at SHOT Show, and they had a rough mock-up of the sheath, which was almost correct, and we showed them exactly how to change it. And I think if they do it that way, it's going to end up being a really nice package. I would, not tooting my own horn, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be one of Schrade's biggest outdoor knife sellers. Just if for no other purpose, then people are going to see it and go, "What the hell is that? I want to play with that." That's pretty much the biggest response I get to it.
Well, they got smart this year, and maybe you guys can chime in on this too, by pre-releasing knives to YouTubers in advance to kind of create that buzz effect, right? That we showcased the knives, we took them out in the woods, we played around with them, so when they hit the streets or the web stores, that there was some excitement for some of these models that came out. And I'm sure they'll probably do the same with the Jessica X when they're getting ready to release that.
And speaking on those previous models, some people know about some of this stuff, some people don't. With that initial run that they did, there was a major FUBAR situation at the factory in which a lot of QA people's heads rolled with the heat treat. And as soon as they were aware of it, they started sucking them back as fast as they could, figured out what was wrong, fixed it. And anybody that got one of those messed up ones, and you can usually tell because on the bad ones the spine was like bowed. What I've been telling people is just email me at PreparedMind101.com because I've got the direct link to the head honchos, and they will take care of you like that. But people have been sending me messages saying, what's up? I can't find any of these knives in stock. Especially, I get that a lot about the SCHF 37. And I was told by Russell Taylor the other day that there is a shipment ready to head over here, and they should start showing up in stores in about 40 days. So it's a little over a month before you start seeing those again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the word I got from one of their head designers when I talked to him at SHOT Show, that part of the issue on some of their knives where they were making leather sheaths and they were just trying to finalize it to get it right, and then they were expecting about 40 to 45 days to hit and get them out in the stores. I know the 36, 37, and 38 are out in the stores, and
you can find one.
Yeah, they sold out quick.
37. I found mine on eBay.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What were they retailing for on eBay?
I don't remember, but it was mid 30s, low 40s, somewhere around there.
See, for $10.95, a nice robust blade,
Well, there it is compared to the BK7, which is also $10.95. I'll tell you right off, the handles on the 37 are a lot better than the factory scales on the BK7.
Yeah, I carved a spoon with the 36, and I played around with it for a couple hours, and no hot spots in the hand. It worked really well. I was surprised how well. That was my favorite knife out of the three, was the shorter model.
That's everybody's favorite knife that tries them all.
Yeah.
I got the G10 scales from the Knife Connection. I don't know how well you can see it. Got the orange liners.
Oh, that's
those
cool.
look nice.
Now, I know Chris made it over to the Condor booth. Mike, did you make it down there too?
I did. I didn't have a whole lot of time there, and unfortunately, when I got there, Dave Canterbury was there having some sort of a meeting with the reps that were there, so I didn't get a chance to talk with anyone. But I did look over their new a lot of their new products. I didn't realize that the parangs were new. Otherwise, I'd have played with some of those. Apparently, they lighten those up. The one knife of theirs that I was impressed with was that little, I don't remember what it was called, the little Bushcraft knife with a welded tang. Or not the welded tang, the welded butt cap on it.
The Final Frontier, was it?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. That had a great handle on it, and that welded butt cap really reminded me a lot of my my Skookum bush tool. Just had a really good feel to it. So I think as long as their heat treat is good, which typically they're pretty decent, that should be one hell of a woods knife.
Well, Chris has beat on the Condors quite a bit. You could probably speak about the heat treat of some of their knives, huh?
Biggest thing people need to know about Condor is it's a subsidiary of Imikasa.
Right.
Imikasa and Tramontina, those are like the two big South American machete brands. So it's not like Condor's just some little other company. It's like the North American marketing arm of Imikasa. And
yep.
Because a lot of what Condor sells, that's really doesn't have a lot of application, in Central America. So they're still coming out of the same factory. And the key thing that I took away from that conversation with Joe, because I made the comment about these will be ready in 2016. Last year they had all these knives come out, and it just took forever for them to actually hit the market. Joe says that's not going to happen this year. They've pretty much already got them all. They're coming out. The only thing they cannot keep up with demand on is the Crotalis.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
That looks like a nice knife.
One thing I saw that I'm going to throw out a challenge once they start hitting out is the knife blanks, and maybe we can have like a YouTuber build-off where who can pimp the knife the best, and maybe we have a mass giveaway where we give them away to fans, channel fans or something, or a live show where we give them away or raffle them. I don't want to make any money on the damn thing. We'll just pass them, pay it forward, and do something like that. I know that Survival on Purpose, I think he's interested in doing something like that, and maybe I think it would be fun to see what a bunch of us different YouTubers could do with some of those blanks. It'd be kind of cool to see that.
I don't know the first thing about pinning on handles, but at Survival Tactics, Channing from Havoc Works, that's where he makes his knives out of. I'm sure he could show me how.
Oh, you got the dream team in your corner right there, Chris.
I got somebody for everything, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of them this year.
I got a wood shop in the garage. Looks like I'm going to fire up the bandsaw and the planer and all that.
Well, I have all but zero talent in that kind of stuff, but I have a custom knife smith in the family, so I think I'll fall back on his help and expertise for doing handle work on a Condor.
I'll just send it to Pete and have him do it.
Dude,
that's cheating.
I saw those photos on Facebook today, and I was like drooling all over my iPhone. That is a work of art. It's beautiful.
That it is.
Awesome looking blade.
Yeah, it is. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
There is a question here. Let me scroll up. I can't find who said it. I'll have to look after. It's what's the weirdest thing that you've seen at SHOT Show this year?
My face on a giant TV screen.
Yeah, that was kind of surreal when we walked up to VanQuest, and all of a sudden, Chris Tanner's talking to me. I turn around and I'm like, where the hell's Chris? They go, no, he's on the Jumbotron out front here. I'm like, freaking A, Tanner's got his own freaking Jumbotron at SHOT Show.
Gotta represent.
There you go.
I don't know, John. I think the weirdest thing I saw was in the Hard Rock.
Yeah. The weirdest thing for me was seeing like 400-pound guys in 5'11" tactical pants that were about 8 sizes too small.
Well, that's shot show.
But yeah, everybody's got a part to play, I guess. But
Yeah.
that was kind of weird.
I'd have to say the heels on the girl in the VanQuest booth. I didn't think the human foot could bend that far vertical, but
Oh, Alexandra?
yeah.
Yeah. But what was cool was she was there with a veteran who had stormed the beach at Normandy, and he was out there talking to folks about when he hit the beach when it was hot, like Saving Private Ryan hot. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
The coolest thing at SHOT Show that I didn't get to see, but a few others did, was Daryl from The Walking Dead. I don't know his real name, Norman Reedus, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Daryl was there, and in the show, his brother Merle was there. And I told Chris, I said, look, I've seen pictures of people posting of themselves with Steven Seagal. I don't care if we're right in the middle of making a video. I'm totally going to geek out and go get a picture with him. But and I never did get to see him.
Yeah, his geeking out about got me killed last year.
Yo?
Yeah, I wanted to bump it. I really wanted to bump into Merle from The Walking Dead, but
Oh, so did I.
you know, with that place being 650,000 square feet, 2 levels, just insane. They said if you walked every aisle, it was like almost 20 miles.
I believe that.
So it'd probably be just like hunting. It'd probably be better to stay in one spot, and eventually people will come to you.
Yeah. You perch up in the stand.
That's kind of how I bumped into Nut and Fancy. I was at the Glock booth hanging around, and I was trying to see if I could sneak in and talk to Arlie Emery. Of course, the line was all the way around the Glock booth and back again, and Nut and Fancy was walking by, and that's when I bumped into him and got an interview. Really nice guy. His wife was really nice. She was my camera person. Just a fun time. Off camera, we were joking around, talking about our families and kids. It was, for me, it was about meeting folks like you guys there and just talking to folks and just trying to find the companies that were small that had a story to tell and see if I could get them on video. A lot of people, like Nick and I were talking off air, a lot of people at Boost didn't want to be on video.
Yep.
You know, which was sad because I think they did a disservice to their company and their brand by not doing it. I don't think they realize the power social media has now.
They should have somebody for that there. You know, it's just like the comments I got on my Schrade video about Schradebot 2.0.
That was awesome. Schradebot.
Yeah. Russell even laughed about that one. But, you know, they're like, you're selling outdoor stuff and you look like you're an accountant. It just doesn't translate well. So have somebody that's like comfortable on camera, because you guys know being comfortable on camera is a learned skill.
Yeah, it is.
Some of these guys just froze up, and it's like, this is a media event. Don't you have media people? Some of the booths did, and they did really, really well. Like Pyramid Air, which I finished editing today. That one went really, really well, and a few other ones. Chip Honeycutt from Crosman, he was great on video.
Joe Flowers is always great.
I was going to do a video on these Eagle Tac flashlights, and they were like fighting over who was going to be the guy on camera. I'm like, no. I'm not going to force you.
To me, the best personality on camera there was Joe Flowers, hands down. Very engaging, entertaining. He knows the product. He uses the product. It's a lot of these guys hire marketing firms to come in who don't work for the company, and they're representing the brand. They probably never use the product.
Yeah,
whatever.
I can say as a YouTube viewer, Joe Flowers is always fun to watch. Always.
Well, we're doing beatbox stuff in the Condor booth. I mean, we were just going crazy, having a good time.
When he gets on camera with me, things get really stupid. He just starts saying whatever comes to mind, and that video I posted yesterday is 2 minutes about killing whales and why whales suck and whales don't have thumbs, and you can only do that with Joe.
Yeah. Now, some of the cool things that I saw was like Leatherman's coming out with the Raptor with different colored handles. If, yeah, I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. I like that sort of thing. But, I mean, if you're an EMT, if you're an operator and you want something that isn't, quote, with the black handles, generic handles, those look pretty cool. And that's because social media, and they're listening to what people are saying in the comments on a lot of these videos, on blogs, on Facebook.
Did you guys get to check out the bracelet that they're coming out with, like that multi-tool bracelet?
I saw it. I was like,
I was invited to go to their reveal of that, but only a select few folks actually got that as like a little SHOT Show gift. And I know the late Boy Scout received one, and a few other YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'll wait till I see their reviews on them before I go.
It looks interesting. I was curious if any of you guys had gone hands-on with it, because I didn't make it to their booth.
I'm just gonna hold on to my Surge. It's always on. I don't want some big gaudy. And it's just like that other one. What was it called? What was that survival one called? The Signal. I wasn't that impressed with that.
Well, the one with a tiny little ferro rod in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't do it for me.
It kind of, to me, it kind of screamed like, oh, we got to make something for the survival community. Here you go. But to me, it wasn't anywhere near as good as a tool as the Surge. I say don't put the ferro rod in there. Have a dedicated ferro rod striker. Like those things you use. It's got the carbide edges on it.
Yep.
Put those in a Leatherman. That would be awesome because you could more than strike a ferro rod with that.
That would have been fantastic. I agree with you.
That Signal, I guarantee you, a lot of people are going to rush out and buy it. And I held it. I didn't tell Nick to turn on the video camera. And for those of you that don't know, Nick right there, that's the guy behind the camera on my SHOT Show videos.
Did an awesome job this year, Nick.
Thank you. So if they're a little shaky, you know who to complain to.
Well, that's people bumping into you at SHOT.
Yeah, it really was. It was hard to work around people and try not to get them walking right in the middle of your shot when you're making one. So
I got to give you guys props. Like I said, I wasn't there as a YouTuber. I was there as part of my job. I do videos on my own almost all the time, out in the woods, at the house, whatever. I don't know how the heck you guys had presence of mind to keep filming and keep your discussion going and keep engaged with all of those people there. Not so much because they're watching you, that part I don't mind, but just the volume of people circulating around you has got to be just ridiculously distracting.
I think we're just used to it, especially, like people like me that do it full time. We're just on camera all the time. Where the problems come in is with the reps can't handle that distraction, and then people in the video beat the reps up because they're blanking on little things, like what kind of, like Craig, he didn't say this, he said this kind of lock, he didn't say liner lock, and everybody was jumping all over him. It's like, you gotta understand how crazy that place is.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to just brain fart with all that kind of distraction and noise. So as loud as it sounds in the video, it's about 10 times louder when you're actually there.
Oh, absolutely. I assume you're talking about Craig at the Tops booth?
Yeah.
And that place is packed. Every time I was there, it was, shoulder to shoulder. You had to literally push your way through to try and get to see something.
Yeah, I was using a wireless mic with that, and it worked really good for that because you could get the microphone up really close to the folks and kind of, you could still hear the background noise, but you could hear the audio from the person talking.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I had a foobar was with, of course, the Nut and Fancy interview, and I'm near the Glock booth, and I think there's security around because there's Arlie Emery, and of course it's the Glock booth, and they got all the Glock babes there. Michelle Viscuzzi, I really wanted to meet her if she was watching this. Michelle, I wanted to meet you because she was on Top Shot, and she's a hell of a shooter. But there was so much radio traffic that I think it was cutting into my wireless mic, and I was like, it can only happen to me, like Murphy's Law. So I think next year I'm just going to go with a hard line, and that way, everywhere else it worked fine except upstairs near the Glock booth, and it just got crazy. But
Speaking of Glock booth, I think probably the biggest disappointment at SHOT Show, because everyone was talking about it, and then as soon as it started, it's like, nope. Because I was going to look. There was rumor that there was going to be a single stack 9mm Glock to compete with the Smith & Wesson Shield. Because I'm tired dealing with it. I'm taking my CCW in March, and
Excellent.
I'm trying to pick out a gun. I got an XD9, but I don't want to tote that thing around. So it was kind of between the Smith & Wesson Shield and this rumored Glock that everybody was excited about, and that didn't happen. So maybe it'll be out. Maybe it was like the other thing I'm getting beat up about is Ethan Becker and the Becker Kukri. Well, Ethan said, K-Bar said, we can't bring it because it's not ready to ship, so they don't even want to show it. I'm like, that's friggin' bogus, because whatever that show was you were at last time you had it out, so there was like really nothing at the K-Bar booth to film unless you want a video on goofy colored handles, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Chris,
that was a question from Living Survival asked if K-Bar had anything new.
There was the only thing they had, well, I don't remember anything on the K-Bar side. It's like last year they had a bunch of stuff. This year, not so much. But I'm not much of a K-Bar person. I'm a Becker person who just happens to be made by K-Bar. And on that side, the only thing they had is they got like a limited edition BK2 that's got kind of like BK something on it, and it's clear coated. It doesn't have the black coating, but I can't stand that knife, so again, not excited.
But I thought I was the only one.
Anthony White on the YouTube side asked if we had a chance to check out the new MOS-ready handguns from Glock. Mainly, he asked if we checked out the Glock 40 and 10mm. I didn't. The big hype was their single stack 9 that everybody thought was going to be revealed, and then it was like, oh, okay.
Now, most of my time was spent over at the Sig Sauer booth. I was with them pretty heavy. Actually, I was with them on Monday at their range day. If any of you guys ever branch into covering gun stuff, or, God, talk to Prepper Kit or the firearms guy, tell those guys to get invites to their shoot. That was, hands down, the most class act shoot I've ever seen. I almost made the mistake of going to the regular SHOT Show shoot until I looked at my invite and said, that's a different range. Well, I wondered why. Well, when I got there, I saw why. They had the whole range, fully catered, guns everywhere, tons of ammunition, pro shooters. It was an event all by itself. It was amazing. And SIG's got some really, really nice guns out this year.
Yeah,
really nice guns. That MCX rifle is highly impressive. Especially suppressed full auto on in 300 Blackout. That was fun.
I've got a SIG P220.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, those are sweet.
They're fantastic weapons. Absolutely fantastic.
Did yours have any problems with hollow points?
None. Feeds everything I put in it.
Okay.
Even empty cases.
I think it's Winchester DPX.
Oh, yours doesn't like it?
They're called DPX, but it won't feed those.
Hey, while we're talking about guns, Chris, if you're looking for a good concealed carry gun, I actually discovered this through Nut and Fancy, is the Kel-Tec PF9. I've shot all sorts of high-end stuff, the Glocks, SIGs, you name it, I've probably put rounds down range with it.
I've held the PF9 when I was shopping for my handgun a while, and it was kind of disappointing that I got the XD9 because I love the XD9. My hand just likes that gun, but right when I bought that, the M&Ps were coming out, and they were still kind of new. XD had a big name, and then a couple years later, it's like, oh, XD suck. M&Ps are great. It's like, whatever. But I hear a lot of great things about that Smith & Wesson Shield. So
the Shield is an outstanding weapon. I've got several friends of mine that own those. And the Kel-Tec, it cost, I think I paid $235 for the thing. I've got probably upwards of 2,000 rounds through it, and it has seriously not malfunctioned once, ever.
I'll tell you what would be fun to shoot. Steve at Survival Tactics had one in the store like a week before shot. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's the Kel-Tec. It's a pistol that holds 30 rounds of 22 Magnum. Have you seen that?
The PMR-30. Yeah, a friend of mine has one.
Oh my God, that'd be fun.
It is fun, and that magazine, I swear, never runs out. It's crazy. Yeah, we were shooting that at a farm that I hunt on, and we've got shots all the way out to like 500 yards. And shooting targets with that pistol at 100 offhand, you can actually hit things. It's an impressive little pistol. It's fun.
People ask me all the time why I don't do the gun videos, and it's mainly because I don't feel like I am qualified enough for me to be representing that to people. However, I have people on my team that are. We're going to start doing more gun stuff this year, and they're going to do most of the talking, which you'll also see me start to bring my skill level up on that throughout the year, because it's a YouTube truth. If you don't at least have some gun content on your channel, you're missing out on a lot of views.
Yeah.
And it's interesting stuff, but as long as it's not just me, because I'll get eaten alive. That's just, there's people that live, breathe, and sleep guns, and I'll flick my eye the wrong way, and it'll be a bash fest. I'm like, you know what I know? I know knives. I'm the knife guy. So,
well, that's the thing with my channel too, Chris. Being in California, I'm sorry, there's nothing in California that's compliant that's going to impress anybody on YouTube. So I stick with air guns. I've built ARs from a box of parts up. I've shot as a kid. I've done all that stuff. But being in the great state of California here behind enemy lines, there's nothing that's going to impress anybody out there. So it's a money thing, and the squeeze isn't worth the juice. So I stick with my air guns, knives, outdoor skills, things like that. And SHOT Show, I was looking for the small companies that maybe didn't have a voice, that couldn't afford maybe print media or whatever, that were making cool items, like this company called Battle Blades, and they make the Liberty EDC. I'll be featuring that one pretty soon on the channel. But just a small guy, Idaho, designs them. Tops makes them for him. Just a little American success story. A really cool thing. Got a lot of stuff on there. Have to watch the video for all the bullet points. But that's the sort of stories that I was looking for, like pepper spray in a water bottle holder that'll go on your bicycle.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Down here in SoCal, cougars are real bad. Not only at the VFW on a Saturday night, but out in the woods.
I knew that was coming.
Cougars will get you. So, that might make the difference of making it home. There's been numerous mountain bikers here in San Diego attacked by cougars, and when I saw his booth and he was talking about it, I go, why didn't I think of that? It was just really neat. So I asked him, I go, would you like to get on camera? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll talk about my product. Those were the stories I was looking for. The
That
big
was pretty
companies, they got their advertising money. They could care less about talking to us, and some of them told me that. So I was like, okay, didn't get my feelings hurt. Okay, I'll get on the road and talk to somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell the subs. It's like, Glock doesn't need me.
The hell?
Okay.
It's a live show, people. It's a live show.
I stepped on waffles.
No, nobody else is in here. She's just asleep. Woke up screaming. We have a 16-week-old lab.
See, everybody's eating me up in the comments telling me to get the hell out of California. See, that's why I don't post gun videos, because that would be the first comment on every video. 10-round mag, John, get out of California.
John, I did see one neat gun that I thought you might be interested in. I'm not entirely up on California law, so you might not be able to own it anyway. But a company called Troy, they make everything you can imagine for ARs. They had a pump action AR on display at SHOT Show that I gotta say was pretty darn cool. I was tempted to pick up one of their uppers because I can't hunt with a semi-auto here in Pennsylvania.
Was that the one that you pump it once and you shoot it twice?
I don't think so. No,
No, he's talking about an AR, not that shotgun.
Oh, okay, I was thinking the shotgun. That was pretty awesome.
No, this was an AR-15, but the fore end is rails on it, just like you would see on a Remington 870, that actuates the bolt. There's no gas system. It's not semi-auto. You pump the fore end every time you go to shoot.
Yeah, I saw that. That was sweet.
That was sweet. That was pretty cool.
That'd be great for shooting skeet.
That'd be interesting.
Well, and not have to sit there and reloading a brake barrel every time. Just put.
Yeah.
I think it held 10 rounds each tube, right? Something like that.
No. This was an AR-15.
Oh, the one I saw was a double barrel shotgun pump that held, I think, with one in the pipe, it held 10 rounds on each tube.
No, this was an AR-15. It looks just like an AR, but instead of a gas system, the fore end is attached to your bolt. So you pump the fore end, kind of like the old the Remington 760, the old pump action rifles.
Yeah.
Same concept, but it's on an AR platform. Takes AR lowers, the whole 9 yards. I thought it was pretty cool.
Less things to go wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Compliant for states, where you either can't hunt with a semi-auto or, maybe you can't own a semi-auto.
Mike, what 22 pistol would you recommend?
Man, it's hard to go wrong with the Ruger, the Mark IIIs.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a Walther P22.
They're nice. They're real small, real light.
I have a Smith & Wesson 22A. I like it because you could, just a quick disconnect, you could swap barrels out. So if you want to carry a 4-inch barrel, just go out in the woods, plink around, or
That's pretty nice.
Or you can buy a bull barrel for it and shoot competition shooting. You can buy a 5 or a 7-inch barrel as well. And it's all a rib barrel, so you can put optics on it. Yep. Really nice.
I wanted to see that Ruger Charger takedown, and every time we went by that booth, there's people standing right in front of it. And it's like they weren't even looking at it. It's like that's where they decided we're going to hang out and talk about our day.
Ooh.
But now that 22 ammo is starting to be a little bit more prevalent, I've always liked that Ruger Charger, and having that one that just breaks down into 2 parts. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're nice.
Too.
You found that. God, I can't talk. You found that booth that has a 22 reload kit.
Oh, I saw you did a video on that.
Yeah, they're gonna when the new ones come out, they're gonna send one in March for us to test out, because one of my gun guys is a reloader, so he's gonna be the final call on that. That to me seems more like that seems like a shit hit the fan item, a 22 reload kit.
Definitely. I want to know how they handle priming. I mean, I've reloaded for years, and yeah, getting that primer solution or whatever it is they use back in the cartridge case, I'd like to see how they handle that.
He explained it. I forget.
Like a cap and a little tamper, something.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, one of the comments, it scrolled too fast, I can't get the name, was saying, don't worry about the gun video, guys. They love the knife video. They like basically what we're all doing, and to keep doing it.
Cool.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of knives.
Oh, there's a ton of knives this year. Speaking of that, Shrade sent me some Uncle Henry's, and this one's the Elk Hunter.
Nice, sweet.
Ooh, that's nice.
It kind of reminds me of like the old school knives like my dad and my grandfather would carry back in the day, you know.
It's almost got a Nessmuck feel to it. I like that.
Yeah, there's the Skinner and the Hunter.
Yeah, that's just classic.
So,
what steel are they using for those, John?
I think it's the 7 MOV
Okay.
stainless.
Yeah.
I know when I reviewed their Sharp Finger, I played around with that for a while. You know, I'm not going to be batoning with these knives. I mean, this is a hunting knife, skinning knife, you know, cutting game, processing game sort of stuff. So, but I just like the old school look, Staglon handles.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So when Shrade sent me their catalog, I got a hold of Russell Taylor. I was like, yeah, I go, if you got them in stock, let me play with a couple. And then, I don't know, Chris, did you get the shovel yet?
Yeah. I think, you know, Will was looking at it today, and even he was like, they did a good job on that. That shovel's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. They did a great job on this. So I'm looking to take this out in the woods in the next day or two and just thrash test it.
My only question is, you know, how impact resistant is that T-handle? Because it doesn't feel like the same stuff that, you know, the axes are made of. Maybe it is, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel like TPE. And that's... I think they were using TPE on the axe handles, weren't they? Or was it a hollow glass fiber?
It was fiberglass after I broke it.
Now, the new one with the saw, Mike, did you get a chance to see that one from Shrade over there at the booth?
No.
That was pretty sweet.
So,
it looks like it might actually work.
So I'm going to take this out and thrash test it pretty good. We're going to see how it works cutting limbs, because let me see. It's got a pretty good edge on there.
Is that a button lock on there that adjusts the length?
They have
it slides in and out.
They have a little groove here. You push this back, and then this slides, and then yeah, there's a little button behind this that once you index it, it snaps like a little ring collar, interference fit.
Okay, so the ring there keeps that all in place.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
I'll test it out. I'll crash with it.
Took me like 15 minutes to figure it out because it wasn't in the instructions. I'm like, how's this thing come apart? It's like, finally,
Chris, I'm going to be honest with you. I had to watch Brian's channel video on this to figure out how to open it.
Yeah, you might want to put that like on the box or something because it's not readily apparent.
Yeah, right now, 2 out of 3 YouTubers couldn't open the thing.
You sent me the SCHF 40.
How do you like that?
It looks a lot like the LMF.
I know. It was my first thought, and I'm a huge fan of the LMF.
Well, if you go to their website and in the catalog, it says this one's full tang where the LMF is not.
So that tang does go all the way through to the butt cap.
On what, the LMF?
No, on that one, on the Shrade.
Okay, yeah, they say it is, so...
okay.
But
I've never been able to break the tang in the LMF.
Yeah, it's bigger than the LMF.
It does look a little larger.
It is bigger.
It's got a reasonably comfortable handle. I played with one at SHOT Show.
Yeah, the grips are the handle scales are very nice.
What's the street price on those? Do you know?
Probably $20.
Well, on the website, the MAP price or MSRP is $100. So,
Really?
so what are you guessing, Chris?
$40.
Huh?
It'll be $40.
Yeah.
Tops.
Where the LMF is about what, 8? Maybe you can see those grips.
My only thing, I wish they gave an option of serrations, no serrations.
Exactly. I asked Russell about that, and he goes, "Well, you never know."
Well, now, did you guys check out the Gerber booth?
Yeah, that strong one was awesome.
The strong arm. I don't know. You guys probably haven't watched a whole lot of my channel. It's like I said, it's pretty small. But I'm actually one of the few proponents of serrations. I like everything. I like plain blades, but the Gerber serrations, Gerber got it right with those. I can carve with it, and that thing makes feather sticks like nobody's business. I can make a huge, massive ball of fuzz to set on fire in about half the time it takes me with a straight edge blade.
I wish I would have got the video camera out on that strong arm because that was pretty impressive. People got to understand, there's like, Gerber's one of those brands where it's like there's the department store Gerber stuff with some guy on it, and then there's the USA made Gerber stuff, and it's like night and day.
Absolutely. I have an older Prodigy and an older LMF. They're both made out of the 12C27, the old Sandvik steel, before they switched over to the 420. But I have beaten the piss out of that knife. I've batoned with it. I've hacked with it. I've batoned it cross-grained through logs. You can't kill it. It's a beast of a knife, and it's small and it's light, and it does everything you want it to do. And they're, what, $40? Something like that, $50 tops.
Yep.
They don't get the credit they deserve.
Did you see the sheath on that strong arm?
Yes, that was fantastic.
Awesome. Love it.
Yep.
Now, speaking of like knives and multi-tool systems, SOG came out with that new multi-tool that looked like almost vice grip needle nose plier type deal. That looked really nice.
Was that the switch plier?
Yeah.
When you push the button and it flies open?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as that hits the market, it's coming to my house.
And then the handles were like spring-loaded, so it's all one-handed assist.
Yep.
So it was really cool.
I really, really, really liked that one quite a lot. That was highly impressive.
Hey, I'm going to give a shout-out to Ken from Prepare1. He's watching the show. Him and I got in a heated discussion about serrations on knives. A friendly heated discussion. You know, it's two camps. You either love-hate relationship on that. And he just texted me right now about serrations. So it's all.
Mike, you want to go down that road again?
No, not really.
He sparked the mother of all serration debates on the Wolf Custom page.
Somebody's getting feedback on their computer.
I don't think it's mine.
It's not mine. Nick?
Basement.
I don't know.
I don't know. I got my headphones plugged in.
Yes, we're getting a little Chris, did you hit a button or something?
Nope, I haven't touched anything.
I haven't touched anything either.
I think it's mine.
Thank God's mad at me for bringing up operations.
It's a live show, phone. Yeah, Ken texted me again. Generations. If you guys haven't checked out the website, check it out. He's got a lot of first aid kit. Oh man, some speakers are going awful. We got it. Let me see if it's Nick. Nick, shut your volume.
Off.
Yeah, Chris, try yours. Let's test it out. Yeah, Chris must have had something on.
Chris's.
I know when you talk, John, you're cutting in and out.
Am I?
Yep.
Oh, Ken's texting me. It's a crazy show.
We can't see those.
You can't see what?
Only you can see the comments.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't know who has their microphone on.
Well, as soon as Chris muted his out, it stopped.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, something's going on with your computer, Chris.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks. Chris, they want to know what the price point will be on the just.
Yeah, me. I'm guesstimating based on the size of the steel, how much steel is in that knife, and the other knives, the same steel. I'm gonna ballpark it around $70. That's just my guess.
Let me see. I'm trying to cycle through a lot of stuff here. Now, is there one booth that you guys stopped at that you were just impressed with the layout and design?
I was in a Tops booth a lot. What are you laughing at? Shut up. I was looking at knives.
Well, Tops had that big table set up with just all new knives that were being released this year. It was amazing. There must have been 100 blades on there.
That Bob Fuller's going to be big.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about the SXB Skull Crusher Extreme?
To me, it has no viable purpose, but it's so wicked that you got to have it anyway.
Yeah, that one didn't speak to me.
It's like a Tom Brown tracker on steroids.
Exactly.
It's a huge knife. Nick, did you get a chance to play with that one?
No.
I didn't like that it had that top guard on it. The bottom guard I didn't mind so much, but that top guard has always seemed to get in the way for me.
It's like Chris said, it's one of those unique knives where you don't know what you're going to use it for, but it's just fun to have it around.
It's cool to look at.
Now, the Bob and the Tex Creek folders will be in the Wingman 115 knife stable when they are released. Those are must-haves.
Yeah, that Bob folder was sweet.
My must-have is, as soon as they are done with them, I've got my name on one of the limited run of the Silent Heroes with the unsculpted handles. So no Rocky Mountain tread. I think they're doing one run to test the waters or the demand or whatnot, because that's something I talked about it in my review, and then Anton, who's going to be doing, the designer of the knife, is going to be doing videos for me this year. I just sent him a video camera 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's going to be doing videos from South Africa or whatever exact country he's in. But he liked the idea, and he said something to him about it, so they're doing a limited run. Because the only thing I didn't like about the Silent Heroes, it feels like that handle feels too thin to me. I think if it had like a Bob handle thickness, it would be perfect.
Yeah, every hand's different. I've played with that for a good bit today. I actually just put a video up shortly before I came on with you guys. using that, and that thing felt comfortable. I was really concerned about that Rocky Mountain tread being abrasive to my hand, but it wasn't at all.
Well, these are Becker hands. They're just years of the Becker handle. That's what they're used to.
Yeah.
Feels a little. I tell you what's crazy. You know, in my video yesterday with Joe, we were talking about the Shango XL. He was talking about how he's like, thin knives cut really, really well. I took that Shango XL and ran it through the work sharp and then polished the edge. And oh my God, that thing is a freaking scalpel now.
I bet.
I mean, crazy sharp. So I can't wait to go out and play with that.
Yeah, it looks like a really good blade.
People were asking what the retail the Bob folder is. I'm not sure what the price is going to be on that yet, and they didn't know either.
Yeah, they're not even done tweaking the design yet. So
yeah, they were just prototypes. The gentleman asked a question if anybody had gone to Emerson's booth and if there was any new stuff there.
I was there, but it was shoulder to shoulder, and I really couldn't get in to see a whole lot. Plus, I'm not real big on their line. Well, I'm not that I'm not a fan of their line. I don't know their products that well. So I couldn't tell you what was new or what wasn't.
And people are asking about flashlights. What any cool looking flashlights that were out there?
They're all getting really fancy now. Different types of chargers, and they're really pushing the boundaries of the LEDs now. I mean, like some of these through nights I've got that are just freaking insane. Whereas like a couple years ago, there wasn't that many options, but now the competition is so fierce that, I mean, a lot of the prices are going down on really, really 1,000 lumen flashlights. Was there anything that really jumped out? Nightcore had some new tiny monster that just looked freaking insane, but I mean, what do you need that thing for? Unless you're like search and rescue or you need to light up the moon, something like that. Eagle Tech had some interesting stuff, but again, that was right when my camera fell apart, and I had to go buy another camera that day, and they were fighting over who was going to be on camera and who wasn't. But nothing like off the top of my head. I don't even know that I did. I had an appointment with the Phoenix booth, and it was just they don't have their stuff together at the Phoenix booth.
They had non-working models.
They did a whole bunch of changes as far as who's doing what markets, and the people that were running everything last year, it's all new people. The big one they wanted to show off, the prototype didn't work, and they had they were trying to get a new one fed. And I mean, it was just, I'm just like, I'm not going back. It was just as chaotic at the Phoenix booth as last year. There's flashlights all over the table. You don't know what's what. I'm like, I'm not bothering. You guys need to get organized. But off the top of my head, I didn't even see the Olight booth. I meant to and didn't see it.
There was one company called, I got their card, Army Tech, that had some cool products that hopefully we'll be able to test out. It's just amazing how far LEDs have come. Ken from Prepare One and myself, we were walking around checking out some of the first aid gear, the bags and lights and stuff like that, and I was just amazed. They had one that had, it was like a search and rescue, and I can't remember the booth because we hit so many, and like you guys said, it was like information overload, where it had 3 flashlights into one that shot one solid beam, and it was just amazing. There was no artifacts, no halos, but it was like a damn lightsaber. It was just so powerful. And I could see that for search and rescue, law enforcement, fire department, park and rec, maybe, security. There's a lot of good stuff coming out 2015. I mean, I don't have enough money for all the toys I want to get.
I took a look at a bunch of flashlights from a company called Elzetta. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I think they're based out of Kentucky. It's a U.S. company. All of their lights are U.S. made. They have a few modular models and then some new weapon lights that are coming out this year. The weapon lights were pretty neat. They have integral mounts built into them, so they'll fit on whatever rails you have in your gun. And then the tail switch is, you know what tape switches are? Got the little line that comes out and a little tape switch, and you squeeze it and it goes on. They have those, but they have it integrated in such a way that if the tape switch goes out or the wire gets cut or broken or ripped out, you can still twist the tail cap and the light and it'll still work, which I thought was pretty cool. Plus, they've done something to harden all of their electronics. I think they've encased most of it in some sort of an epoxy. Their rep was there hammering nails with one of their lights, with a head. The part with the actual light in it. He's pounding nails in, and things still worked.
That's
I
great.
haven't used any of their lights. I've used quite a few of their mounts. They make a pretty solid product. So I'm kind of anxious to take a look at some of their lights.
Somebody was talking on the YouTube side about adventure medical kits, and I went to SHOT Show with Ken from Prepare1. Got a really cool channel. He specializes in emergency preparedness stuff, and he was checking out their dog medical kits. You know, that a lot of folks have pets, and that's an underrated market. You know, of what to do. Your dog's out on the trail and something happens, or a cat lover, whatever sort of animal you may have. And they had a lot of cool stuff in this kit. So 2015, there's some neat items coming out.
Definitely.
Did you get some of those freaking Godzilla matches from UCO?
Yes.
I did not.
Oh my God, they're like freaking road flares.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to test that here in the urban environment, because I know if I take that out to the woods, it's like a road, almost the size of a mini road flare. It's like huge. So I'm going to put those through the paces and test them out for folks. I know that Andy went to their distribution center in Washington State and did a video earlier in the latter part of last year. Great job that he did of their whole facility and how they process stuff and send it out. They had a pretty cool booth. They also distribute, I think, the Mora knives here in the States as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a Mora lover, a fan out there, I know that Chris went to the booth. Nick, I don't know if Mike went to the booth or not. They revamped their whole lineup. I was really impressed with what they have, and the price points were on point at like $20.
I brought one of those new Mora Robusts home with me. I just sharpened it up today. The new handles are like 1,000 times better than the ones like the old Robust. It had a handle kind of like the more a companion. I didn't like those. To me, it feels too light. It doesn't feel like a knife. These ones, they're not the same handles as the Bushcraft Black, but they feel about as solid as the Bushcraft Black, which is my favorite Mora out of all of them by far. Someone pointed out they had like a MOLLE-compatible tactical sheath for the Bushcraft Black. I didn't see that. I saw it in the catalog once I got home. Like, oh man, I wish I would have looked at that.
They do. They have
that axe. It's been out a while, but I never handled one. So
Yeah, their axes were nice.
Test it.
They have a version of the Bushcraft Black that's stainless steel and it's serrated. There we go with the serrations again. But that's what that MOLLE-compatible sheath comes on. That's one of the options. They have that marketed for police and military. I'm actually looking forward to getting my hands on one of them. I want to try it.
Chris, there's a question for you about, do you plan on doing any more MacGyver videos? Folks love the MacGyver videos that you do.
I'm just going to let you look at this knife.
Oh, stop it.
Let me get the reflection there on that mirror box. There you go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know, it kind of, they come up every once in a while as I see an idea. I was going to, It just depends. It really comes down to just having good MacGyver tools, having a Leatherman Surge. I'm sorry, that's my pick for the greatest multi-tool of all time.
I would disagree.
Don't get started with your freaking Swiss, whatever the hell it is.
I like the Leatherman rebar. My little
I love it more.
with my Raptor.
I was supposed to get a Raptor. Marshall from GoingGear.com, he wanted to send me one to review because it doesn't have a lot of reviews. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting anything from Leatherman. I've been waiting. Which kind of sucks because he was also going to send me what the hell is it, a Sun 2 Core. I'm like, yeah, I'll review that. That thing's a freaking sweet watch. But I don't see... I know some people, EMT, so you're going to see a lot more faces on my channel this year.
Cool.
I've got a nice list of people that has different... I think the biggest thing, though, that I'm most excited about, because... Nick, shut up, but I spent a lot of time talking to Haley's Silent Hero Foundation, ways that I'm going to try and help raise awareness for their organization, stuff like that, and I've been talking to Anton a lot. So I'm going to try. I don't think I'll probably go on the Haley trip because that's like a whole big expedition that's, Joe Flower says, is really expensive. But I'm going to try to just go down to where Anton's at. It should cost me about $2,000 airfare. But then because he's the guy that runs the special interdiction unit. They're the tactical guys that go out and jack poachers. And he does survival stuff, and he's got all sorts. And I just think that would be really freaking cool, something different.
That would be amazing.
And I totally lost my train of thought.
Guys, my battery on my laptop is getting ready to die, so I'm probably going to have to bow out here.
Come to think of it, I'm on 15% on the MacBook Pro. Now that you mention it.
Just a quick question, roundtable. Folks are asking if we get the Leatherman axe saw combo, if we're going to do a handle brake test on them.
Leatherman or Schrade?
The Schrade. I'm sorry, the Schrade.
Well, yeah, that's my job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now we'll run them through the paces. You guys' laptops are ready to die. You guys want to do just a quick rapid fire? If you guys say what you got planned for this summer, what folks can see out of your channel?
Well, for me, I don't think I've ever been this freaking busy. This full-time job, that's like, it doesn't even cover it. Since I got home from SHOT Show, I've basically been working like 18 hours on this stuff, just juggling things, talking to manufacturers, and trying to bring to fruition all these plans that I have, me and Will have, and pulling all these other people, because we've just got a lot more capabilities that we've recently acquired, and we're acquiring more stuff with cameras, and we're going to have a lot more people and things like that. So it's a lot of work trying to pull all this together because I don't want to just keep doing the same thing year after year. I mean, I'm still going to do the stuff that people want, but you got to, if you don't change things up, you run the risk of people just, okay, yeah, it's same video, different item. So you got to keep surprising people with new stuff. So trying to make that happen and racking your brain all day, it's a lot of work, but it's going to be a pretty good year. So that's what's up with me.
Cool.
I have a bunch of knives that I want to review, stuff that I have. I don't have the luxury of freebies from various manufacturers, all the stuff that I have. Most of the stuff that I have is things that I've had to purchase myself. But I have
you can get a trade.
I have a fair amount of things that I want to review. One of the big things that I'm really looking forward to doing, I had mentioned before that I have a custom knife smith in the family. His name's David R. Beck. If you look that up on Google, it'll take you right to his website. If you guys are familiar with the tracker, he is the one who did the tracker with Tom Brown
You're related to him?
Yeah, for years before Topps took over that. And he's still making them under the WSK line. So I'm trying to get him out in the woods because he is a guru as far as survival skills and knowledge, because he lived at the tracker school for I don't know how long.
I know people that have Beck trackers, and they're like, these are the prime, these are the best ones, the Beck
Absolutely.
ones.
Absolutely they are.
I mean,
Talk
I don't
to me,
even
maybe
like
we
that
can
design,
maybe we can see about you checking one out. But I'm planning on hopefully doing some stuff outdoors with him, and he and I have been talking about me doing a build or a video of a full build from start to finish of one of his knives. So we're just trying to coordinate because he's doing the knife thing full time. I have a full time job, kids, the whole 9 yards. And then he and I are supposedly going out to the Adirondacks again sometime in the summer. I did that last year and videoed some of it. I'm hoping to ramp that up a little bit this year and hopefully get a little more in depth and do some more skills stuff while we're out there. So that's kind of where I'm at this year. Try and build the channel.
Nick, what do you got going on this summer?
Well, I had a knife company contact me the other day, and they're like, well, we want to send you some EDC type stuff. And that's great, and I'm kind of in that genre of EDC, but I'm wanting to branch out and do other things. I was telling Chris the other day, I live in the desert, and if I want to go anywhere near trees, it's a 3-hour round trip for me. So that's what I'm going to try to do in the future, is get out into the actual woods a little bit more often and make more outdoor videos, because I don't want to be just stuck in the EDC genre. I want to do the outdoor stuff mainly. I like to do, I don't see a lot of it. Maybe you guys have or know a channel that does that you can tell me about that I can check out. Urban survival. I don't see hardly anything urban survival. Everything you see on TV is always wilderness survival. Everybody thinks they're going to bug out and go live in the woods forever. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some urban survival stuff, and that's one of the things I plan on incorporating into my channel as well.
I hope you do that, because I think that's sadly lacking as well.
I'll take my idea and do that.
I've talked to Les Stroud at SHOT Show, not this year, but last year, and was going over a few of the shows, and I was like, how come none of you guys, Bear Grylls, Les Stroud, any of them, nobody does urban survival stuff? It's always wilderness survival. Everybody's packing up their go bags, and they're going to rush out to the mountains and think they're going to live out there. Well, you're going to live out there for as long as your bag lasts you, and you're going to be sneaking back into town getting your food out of abandoned houses is what's going to happen. So I think urban survival needs to be gone over a little bit more.
There's urban survival specialists all over the place. You just have to find some that aren't, that are lucid. But my idea was, and I'm like, man, do I want to roll these dice? I'm gonna get a lot of flack.
Yeah, but we've had this conversation.
Going out with some professional homeless people and letting them explain, help them out, but at the same time have them explain how they live. That is urban survival in its purest form.
Yeah.
If the shit ever hits the fan, they're going to be the new Les Strouds.
Yeah, definitely.
True.
It's truth. I live here in Vegas. I see homeless people all over the place all the time. We even have tent cities. And if you want to, we'll load up our bags full of knives and gear and radios and things, and we play. And really, it is. We pretend that we're going to do this urban survival stuff. These guys do it for real every single day.
Yeah.
You see that low battery warning right there in the mirror polish of my awesome knife?
Yeah, mine's going too. Chris,
Okay.
you decided to go play with the homeless. You just be careful.
Chris has given me the pull the plug sign. That's an old Navy Airedale sign for pulling the electrical off a plane.
Well, here's the sign for plug it into the wall.
There you go. I want to thank the panel for showing up tonight. Mike, I got to get your channel name again, dude. It's Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors.
Yes, sir.
I'll say it 500 times. I'll remember it next time.
All right.
Nick from Swiss Army Zero. Chris from, what's that channel again? We never heard of that channel. PreparedMind101. And Andy Tran, who did a quick cut and run from InnerBark Outdoors. Folks, a lot of great channels. If you're not a subscriber to any or all these, please go out and show your support to these channels. They do a lot of hard work to bring content for you folks to watch. I want to thank Crockett20 came in the chat room real quick, and Living Survival. I tried sending him an invite, but he's on his tablet. So hopefully next time we can get a bigger panel in here. Folks, thanks so much for joining me, and we will hook up again soon. This is John with the Wingman 115 channel, and we are checking out. Thank you.
Yeah.